Good morning, beautiful people. How are we this morning? So, I have got a little treat for you today. We are going to go on a Dreamtime walk. So, an Indigenous Dreamtime walk, Mossman Gorge. And I think you're going to really enjoy it and find it interesting. So, I'm looking forward to it. So, let's go.
Is to give you the better understanding of how we live Aboriginal ways of life in the oldest of the rainforest in the world. So we're going to see a lot of species in our backyard. Let me elaborate on the villains. Raise of hands for those that do not like snakes. For those that do not like snakes, don't in our backyard. And we do have one particular animal that helps this rainforest grow in biodiversity. Has anyone been informed of this second heaviest bird in Australia called the southern cassowary? Yeah, they're not uncommon. They are common when we do a walk here. So we may see one, may not, but anything's possible. If we do see one on our journey, don't stress too much, alright? What's the word for it? It doesn't really matter how tall they are or how big. It's how fast they can run. Yeah. They run up to 40 kilometers per hour. So what I'm really trying to say to you is that you see me run, you run. You see me climb a tree, you climb your own tree. I want to pass this special plate around. So this is paper bark melaleuca. We find this stuff mainly in the mangroves coastal areas. So have a feel, pass it around. I will put this as a difficult essential to get because they are surrounded by one of the apex predators around, saltwater crocodiles. So when the tide goes out, that's when we collect it. When the tide comes in, we get out. So we basically have two modern-day dinosaurs in our environment, saltwater crocodiles and southern cassowaries. But if you want to know what's my villains around here, it's more plant species. So I'm going to show you a good example of why we never ran through the rainforest like Tarzan. Location where we are, we don't say Mossman Gorge or tropical far North Queensland. We say Kuku Yalanji. Kuku means speak, Yalanji, people's place. Kuku Yalanji. And when we say hello, good morning, we say Yalada. I'll give you also a special word today. Can everyone say Yalada?
Yalada.
So just before we start our journey, most importantly, when we welcome the country. So when we bring visitors into our backyard, it's a protection barrier to force the evil spirits away. It's also a cleansing process. Cleanse up the negative energy, bad thoughts. So once you go through that smoke, you're not a stranger, you're one of us. So our danger rainforest is covering 1,200 square kilometers. It's still big, so it's still bigger than the country of Singapore itself. And our acres is 160,000 acres. So basically from Cooktown to south of Port Douglas, Morbury River. In the meantime, I'll put this in the fire, speaking our language, Kuku. So for us, it's just more getting that smoke. So it's a very simple requirement. All we basically doing is just walking around the fire once. So what I say in language, I welcome you to all the country. Alright, that's perfect. Alan, you don't mind being head of the snake for the rest of the crew?
No, that's fine.
Alright, I'm not going to direct you towards the snake.
Cool.
So everyone's going to follow Alan. So he's going to be head of the snake. So basically that's where he starts and that's where he finished. And after he's all walked around once, we'll start our journey into the oldest of the rainforest in the world. When you're ready, Alan. Clockwise. So this tree here that you're looking at, this is our lovely red cedar. In our language, we call it maracan. This tree here was essential for the Kuku Yalanji people. So if you wanted your weapons to be stronger, it's got to be from the red cedar itself. So our weapons never came from the trunk of the tree. the strongest part of the tree is the buttress root. And amazingly, see those parasites around the tree? It's helping that tree to be more stronger. So 2 years ago, not even Cyclone Jasper and the flooding couldn't destroy this tree. It sadly destroyed the younger brother. That's another younger red cedar. So back in the day, our red cedars were huge. Would basically cover this whole space around. So that's like roughly 10 in diameter. And the buttress root, 35 meters tall. The whole tree now is 35 meters tall. The buttress root, I would say roughly 178 centimeters tall. And in diameter, maybe 2 or 3 in diameter. But it's very rare that we spot trees like this that's, you know, dating back, I would say, close to 100 years old or more than that. So, you know, sadly, this environment is dealing with a lot of introduced enemies. So, all the species that doesn't help the rainforest grow that way. So, since we got the rainforest sent back to us, you know, after the pandemic, you know, it's really up to us, younger generations, to find some more red cedars, but also find some more artifacts also. Because, you know, these are old hunting trails that we use for thousands and thousands of years. So this hunting trail is used for men and women also. So our weapons can be, you know, most of them are used for battles, but some of them can be used for hunting also. Before we use our weapons, we have to do our geography mapping onto it. So do our paintings, so neighboring clan groups know who you are and where you come from, pretty much. But if you get in trouble, you see those 3 weapons, of course. So every time I go hunting and gathering with my grandparents, I try not to stress them out. If we do stress them out, that's when we start running for our life. So basically, our #1 rule is not to stress our grandparents out, especially our elders. Oh, here comes the rain. I'll try to hit this tree once. What it does is sort of shakes the whole ground that way. So long story short, this is the younger generation iPhone Pro Max Samsung Galaxy. So where we take them is further into the rainforest. So what's the main objective? Is having to have a better connection with nature than Wi-Fi. Get it from the top, not so much.
Red caliper.
So people that do not like snakes lick this too much. Shakes all ground. These rock shelters hold a lot of meaning to it. I'll let you on the inside of how I got my language name. So, I'm practically like the last of my generation to have a language name here. When I went through a ceremony with my grandfather. So it's okay to laugh at this story. It's a quite funny story. My mom and my grandmother always talked about it every single weekend. So yeah, so I was born in Mossman, and my grandmother, to describe her personality, she has no filters. She's brutally honest. So one thing you should not ask, is ask her opinion. She's brutally honest. And so when I was still in my mum's belly, she sort of studied language. So when she sees something out of the ordinary, she speaks in language. So what she said to my mum last time she saw her, being, with a big belly, she said in language, she said, "Neyoko yalbe kwajiku kareke." So what my grandmother said is that, unfortunately, daughter, when this baby comes out, it's going to be a very big baby. So she wasn't, lying. She told the truth, and I was a big baby. I weighed at least 10 pounds. That's how big I was. And 3 weeks had passed. My grandmother was living in Cairns at the time, and when she came to the room, hospital room, she knocked on the door, and she couldn't believe how big of a baby I was. It took her 10 minutes to say something. It took her 10 minutes to say something. After 10 minutes, my grandmother said in language, so unfortunately she wasn't saying the nice thing, so in PG version she said, "Daughter, this baby is so big and fat, it looks like a saltwater crocodile." So my grandmother, she don't call me by my language name or English name. She either call me Yelbe Bajigo, meaning I'm too fat of a person, or Bergamo, I look like a saltwater crocodile. So if I hear my grandmother visiting me, that's when Levi, myself, evacuates from that location. Levi keeps his location confidential. So when I hear my grandmother go, I go. So my grandmother basically gave me those two language names, but basically my grandmother, father, my great-great-grandfather, basically saved my day. So I got my first language name when I was basically on my birthday. So this is one of the last key points where he took me. And he walked around in circles, and he did it at least for 3 hours. It gives me goosebumps just talking about it. So if you can't see it, I'm still going to show it. So after I would say after 5 hours, we went back to where all the parents were, all the family, and had a family barbecue. And before we all ate, my great-great-grandfather practically grabbed me and did like a public announcement to every family. What he said is, "Neyugo Gadake, Jamba Gary, Yelbe Bajigo, Bilgumo, Yulugulo, Maja." So what he said is that from this point on, I don't want any family to call him too fat of a baby or saltwater crocodile. He's going to be a boss for our people one day. That's what my language name, Maja. So Maja means I'm too bossy. I used to boss everyone around. That's how terrible I was. But yeah, I think I'm following his vision, his footsteps, what he saw, because just 2 months ago I became a team leader for my department. So things like that are sliding in towards his vision, what he saw from me. So when it comes to a language name and totem, language name, it's okay. It can be grandmother, grandson, grandfather, granddaughter. But when it comes to a totem, it has to be grandfather, grandson, grandmother, granddaughter. So when I do have kids, it's going to be me and my son. But when it comes to totem, me and my son, or if not, my daughter and my partner. Things like that. So when it comes to a language name, both genders can play a role too. So I do have a totem. My totem is Wandi. Wandi is Sirigo. That's my totem. So this is one of the key points where we use it for meetings, campings, but also during ceremonies also. So it's a very special place. Long story short, we would never do rock paintings here. Because as you can see, a lot of moss growing over it. We'll never do rock paintings in the wet tropics. Is there any questions you'd like to ask? I'll tell you the most common question I get asked. I get most people ask me, how do you find a promising one, things like that. To keep it very short and simple, so I'll use myself for example. When I do look for a woman, I have to make sure that this woman is completely outside my boundaries. If she has any connections to the roots where I come from, which is here, it's like me and her, we are related. So it's more genetics, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's okay for us to go with a girl from a different background, like a different culture. People from New Zealand, Panama, things like that. at the end of the day, make sure this individual that you love doesn't connect the dots when you come from. Yeah, any questions so far?
These rocks are placed here like glacial activity, or are they just eroded away and they've always been here?
Glacier activity, so yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were all deposited from Ice Age.
Okay.
So yeah, where we going these rocks? Anything else on that, man? You'll be surprised how they're all structured. Say it was there for a purpose. Things like that. So when they came in here, they couldn't believe they'd seen so much glacier activities around at the time. So yeah, this is one of the key points that sort of dated Amazon rainforest.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, any more questions? Tucker is the dainty walnut. Anyone heard of macadamia nuts? It's something like this here. Sort of shaped like a rugby league football. That's why I love it. It's coming from this tree here, if you're wondering. Well, sadly, Levi has only got at least, I would say, 14 days of this. But it starts from April to September. So, you know, when I take my nephews out, I'm definitely not sharing with them. So, so what I usually do with the nephews, if they hang around with me, I try to work smarter, not harder. So, this one here, so once we crack it open, there's the flavor inside that we want. So it's white, and it tastes like coconut. So unfortunately I came here this morning, cracked it open, so I got a bad habit of doing it. So, this one here is one of my favorite bush tucker in the denture rainforest.
So is the seed being taken out of that, or is that the actual inside that you eat?
The actual, I would say, it doesn't really look like it, but that's the seed itself. If it chews on like that, that's one of the ground mammals digging into it to get that flavour. Quite shockingly, cassowaries, have anyone seen cassowary swallow anything before? So cassowary would swallow that stuff. And one thing that us humans cannot eat is this bad boy here. The cassowary plum. This is the one that you should not touch. This is the one that you should not consume. This one here is extremely toxic. So us humans, we can definitely not handle the toxin if we do consume it. Only the cassowary can. So cassowaries, they are enthusiastic eaters. So if you're wearing navy blue in the rainforest next time, they might mistake you for a cassowary plum. So yeah, don't wear navy blue. Do you want me to elaborate on the dropping part or not really?
That'll do.
Yeah.
You said they just swallow those whole
Yeah.
and then digest what's inside.
And
Excrete something.
They do all that skin and all that, and that's the seed. I would say not to see a cassowary's fresh dropping, so that might disturb your appetite later on. Like I said, I don't know what's worse, seeing them swallowing that stuff or disposing it out. But like I say to the boys all a lot, we've got to be very grateful that the southern cassowary are not flying birds. If they're flying birds, big shampoo night. In the meantime, folks, you can take a picture, video of this. You are more than welcome to. This pattern here represents me, my family, and my future kids. Want to touch the plate? So clay, I'll put this at the same category as paper bark found nearby the coastal areas. So I usually do where two world iconic heritage sites that meet together. In our language, we say bana wanadi, freshwater meets saltwater. So I'm doing the short version. If I did the extended version, we'll be here for 4 hours doing it. When it comes to the kids, we say mission impossible. So basically right there is our version of two world iconic heritage sites that meet together. Before you came to Port Douglas or Mossman, you also saw a lot of signs where the rainforest meets the reef, or the reef meets the rainforest. Once I've done that, this is where I do the family totem. Anyone here heard of a bird called the white cockatoo? The white cockatoo, that's the family totem for all rainforest people. So me doing the family totem, they'll just know where I come from. So these birds are found of the eastern coastal parts of the wet tropics. Basically, my great-great-grandfather, the one that gave me the language name and the totem, basically gave me this pattern, pretty much. And once I'm done with that, this is where I add different colors in the plate. The only color here that we'll never find in the river is charcoal, right? We'll never find charcoal in the river. Saltwater or freshwater. It's nearby the campsite. So all colors here, like it's all meaningful. All the colors, long story short, this represents our people: black, yellow, red. These two here, you'll definitely find them in the freshwater stream, just right in front of you. So for us, just tap onto it. Oops. So this one here is iron. And this one here is our natural sunscreen, zinc. And once I got the colors, this is where I do my spiritual totem. So we believe that in our culture, when we do pass away, we turn into our spiritual totem. So I'll put my spiritual totem, sea eagle, Wandi in the middle, surrounded by my family. And once I've done that, this is where I add all the fruits and berries on display. Lastly, charcoal. There you have it. There are different patterns, different codes, but long story short, let's relate this to ID and passport. language, I would say, when it's my turn to introduce myself, I would say, Neyugo Dandi Wandi, that's me, Seagull, Nali Brimba, my family, Wakaputu, Dundee Wandi, Nali Brimba, Wanjibunungai, Maja Jalan. So we come from an area where there's a lot of waterfalls, a lot of fruits and berries, and we also go nearby the ocean. So most of our diet still today is fish. So fish is the main diet. I'll be honest though, if you want to know what's the difficult part, it's not painting the teenagers, it's washing the stuff. That's the difficult part there. So a special plant that's in the water here, does sassafras, sarsaparilla rings a bell? I've been using this for a while now, for 2 weeks. Unfortunately Levi's a bit sore around the legs and on the shoulders. I play a sport called rugby league. And basically this is my free pharmacy right here. There's, once we lost, I was looking for DP, but all the DP was all gone. And I'm lucky I had this in my backpack. There's no DP, it opens at 7 o'clock at night, right? Or 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. The quicker way to get it, it's in the rainforest. So you peel the bark off and use the stem to rub it onto the affected area, wherever your muscles are hurting. So this here, if you look at it, it's good for arthritis. So it smells like DP, tiger balm, dinka rub, Vicks. Oh, you have a smell of it, Oh yeah, it's got that nice strong smell to it. Does your little fella, is it a girl?
Boy.
Boy, oh sorry. Does he like tricks? Like to see some magic trick? Okay. Hey buddy, I'm Levi. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna do some little magic trick, you don't mind?
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'll probably get mum or dad to video record his reaction. It's quite funny. Ta-da!
Some leaves and water.
This is what Levi uses for his hair. Pretty cool, huh? Put this on your hair, look like Levi's hair. Pretty cool, hey? I'll do it again. So, for us adults, this is sassafras, sarsaparilla. So it's antiseptic. It's good for eczema. So again, any eczema, use the soap every single day. So it's good for external issues. So mosquito bites, decut wounds, heat rash, sunburn. So what it does is wash all the paintings off. So I'll pass this around. If you want to know what it smells like, feel free to get your hands dirty if you want.
That's okay.
To me, it smells like green apple. Pretty cool.